All right, let's go. Let's go. I am committed, and it is day number 33. This is day number 33 inside of our 30K in 90 days challenge. And in tonight's lesson, we are going to talk about data over emotions. Okay, data over emotions. Before we get started, let me give my little introduction. Okay, so if you are new to my channel, if you are new to my page or my wall over on Facebook, I want to let you know, my name is Tracy Walker. You can see it right there. I am a seven-figure digital marketer. I have been on the internet full time, building business, making money, creating content, building network marketing teams, promoting affiliate offers, creating my own products and services, and have been very, very successful with it. All right. And I'm still in the game because I love it. I love what I do. Okay. I love what I do. And there's no better time than now for somebody like you to really get in the motion of building a digital marketing business. Okay. So I want to show you how to do that. I also am a marketing automations expert. So that means that I have been able to master some skills that allow me to have my business to run on autopilot after I, do a few things every day. In other words, I can work probably about 2 hours a day, maybe 3 hours a day, active, focused steps in my business. And it allows me to make money because I can use resources and systems and tools and capture pages and buy buttons and sales pages and all these different things that allow us to share with people what exactly we have without us having to be the person to do the sharing in person. I don't know about you, but like tonight, right? I'm in tonight. I've got to get this done. This is the commitment to everyone that's in my community to do this on the 90-day challenge. But I literally had baseball today with my son. Well, I didn't have baseball. He had baseball. But he had his tryouts for his travel team. It doesn't matter. Every year he has to try out for his travel team and he has to defend his spot. Okay, there are no participation trophies over here. All right. So he looked really good on the field today. I'm pretty confident that he will be able to regain his position on his team, and we're going to go from there. But my point is what? While I'm preparing for that, while I'm getting him out the door, while I'm making sure his clothes are together, while I'm making sure he's together, making sure he's eating, making sure he has stuff to drink, making sure his uniform is right, making sure his cleats are in the bag because we couldn't find them, making sure his hat was somewhere because he thought it was in the car. It wasn't. It was on the shelf, right? What if I didn't have a business that had automation working? And then I had to get on a Zoom at 8 o'clock to talk to you about a business. What if I had to get on a conference call? What if I had to, you know what I'm saying, talk to people in my DMs? I literally would be, going two opposite directions and pulling my hair out. So having automation in my business does allow me the flexibility to be a very present mom and to have a successful business. All right. So now that we've gotten that out of the way, I want to talk about something today that's important. It doesn't matter what business you are in, but it's important, especially in the digital marketing world, because we have access to data so easily. Okay. And when you have access to data as easily as we do, there is no excuse to not know what you need to be doing in your business to optimize what you got. So today we're talking about data over emotions because I know how easy it is to fall into the trap of, oh, but this isn't working. Oh, I posted my post and nobody's looking. Oh, I'm sharing my link, but nobody's clicking. Oh, right. Woe is me. Woe is me. Woe is me. Oh, I don't have any leads. Oh, nobody's buying. Oh, right. It's easy to get caught into that when you are not focused on the goal. Now, I did talk yesterday on day 32. I did talk about visibility. I talked about engagement. I talked about leads. I talked about sales. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to literally talk about some of the data that goes along. Let's start with the leads first. Okay. Let's start with leads first, because this is what allows you to see if what you have is working. Okay. So instead of being on Instagram or instead of being on YouTube, instead of being on TikTok, instead of being on Facebook, moaning and groaning about things, it's nobody is buying. What we want to do is we want to make sure that you have your correct and congruent messaging from your content that is reaching your ideal target market. And we also want to make sure that people are going from your content to the link that you've provided them. In other words, they're able to click the link. Okay. And if people are able to click the link and they're at least visiting your site, but you do not have any leads, I can almost tell you, because this system works, because we are looking at about a 20% conversion rate from people who just come to visit to people who opt in, right? We're saying about 20%. That's what we want. Okay. So that's where we're at. That if you do not have people opting in, it's not the page, because the page is being used by many different people across many different niches where they're getting 15, 18, 20% conversion from cold traffic. Cold traffic means people you do not know. Warm traffic means people you do know. Okay. So when you are converting at 20%, 18%, 15% is kind of low, but upwards 20, right, percent from visitors to lead, then you know that it's working. If you are not getting that, I am here to tell you the cold hard truth, and it is your content is not giving. Okay? The content is not doing its job. The content is not connecting. The content is not engaging enough. The content does not provide enough value. The content may not be authentic. It's either that or you're talking to the wrong group of people. Either that or you're talking to the wrong group of people. So you got to make some changes. Now, let's say that you're talking to the wrong group of people. How do you know if you're talking to the wrong group of people? Where you got to look at like your engagement. You got to look at your comments. You got to look at the things that people are saying, if they're saying anything at all, right? You got to look at if people are even clicking on your website, because you will be able to see the data regarding the number of visits to the page. Right? So if people are looking at your content and then they're not even visiting the page, then there must be a disconnect somewhere. There's a disconnect somewhere. Okay, there's a misalignment. But if you find that people are clicking the link, that means they're probably interested, right? And then they aren't opting in. Whatever your messaging was on your content is not congruent with what is being said on the page. So for example, if the page is talking about how to have a business, how to make money online, how to do these types of things, and then you're talking to people about something that does not involve starting a home-based business, starting a digital marketing business, then what happens is that people think that they're coming to you for one thing, but they're really going to be hit with something else on the page. That is a message to market mismatch. So you could be talking to people who want to make more money, but maybe you're positioning what you're doing as a work from home job, right? So they're thinking, oh, I can work from home, but somebody's going to pay me for my time. Oh, I'm going to stuff envelopes. Oh, I'm going to do surveys. Oh, I'm going to do, whatever. It's a job. In other words, I do this work for this period of time, and you're going to pay me a set fee. If you're speaking to people from the perspective of a work from home job, this doggone thing is tripping, ain't it? Like y'all see me fiddling. I'm trying to figure out why is this doing the most? Goodness, I don't know, y'all. Anyway, please don't hold it against me. Okay, it's late. Okay, so then when they get to that page and they're looking for a job, and then it says home-based business or start a business, they might say, I don't want to start a business. Do they want to make money? Yes. But do they want to start a business to make money? No. So you do have to be mindful of the messaging, because people will get to the page and say, oh, this is not what I want. That's not what I thought this was. Okay. And if they feel like this is not what they thought this was, then what happens is they don't give you their information because they don't want you contacting them about the thing that they don't want to do. Right? It's like you wouldn't do that either. So, with that being said, you've got to be mindful of that. All right. Now, that's if you're talking to the wrong audience. Let's just say that you are talking to the right audience, but the content is kind of weak. The content is not pulling. The content is not giving. The content is not compelling enough. The content does not intrigue anyone to say, you know what, I do want to learn more. Or maybe they don't even know that they should be clicking on a link because you did not give them a call to action at the end of your video. You did not tell them, hey, go over here and click this link, or go right here and visit this website, or whatever it is that you want people to do. Maybe you're not doing that. And the assumption that you're making is that people should know to do that. And I'm with you. People should know a lot of things. People should know not to run a stop sign. People should know not to drive drunk. Okay. People should know to take care of their children. There's a lot of things people should know, but that's not what we're dealing with in this day and age. Okay. There are people that do tons of things that they shouldn't be doing, and there are people that are not doing things that they should be doing. So your job as a marketer is to not make any of those assumptions. And your job is to do what you do. Tell people what to do. Direct people on what you need them to do. You have to be the leader. You have to be the leader. You have to tell people, go here and do this. Similarly, when you're at home and if you have children, like I do, right? My son's 10, right? Okay, I have to say, hey, turn the game off. And when I say turn the game off, that is with a little authority, right? It's not really um a request. Hey, do you think you could turn the game off if you feel like it? Maybe. That's not the way with authority that you speak. It's a directive, do the thing, right? So that's the way that you want to be with your content. And if you feel like it, and I don't know, I dropped my link, and I don't know, maybe if you get some time, right? That doesn't sound like you can lead a person, right? A strong person that's looking to learn something, and you're kind of like, that person doesn't feel like they're going to be able to learn from you. That you might be smarter than them in the topic, in the area, but they don't feel like they're going to be able to learn from you because your posture does not indicate the leadership that that person would need to feel like they are getting value out of the program and joining you in the program. Okay. So you have to have the posture of a leader, even when you say, so to learn more, go ahead, click the link in the description or click the link in my comments. And when you get there, right, you got to tell people what to do. All right. So those are the two options. Either you're talking to the wrong people or your content's not giving. And either way, you got to fix that. How do you know? Because you can look at the stats. So let's talk about the stats really quickly, and then we're going to close out for tonight because I'm not going to keep you guys a super long time. All right. So let's talk about the stats for a second. Before I do that, let me talk a little bit about this capture page. Okay. Let me talk about this capture page. This is the capture page that you can find over at makemoneywithtracy.com. You can see it right here. Okay. Make money. This is what you're going to get to. Now, if I'm talking to you about making money online, if I'm talking to you about how to get the blueprint, if I'm talking to you about how you can be profitable in a business, right? A proven model. If I'm talking to you about that, if I'm saying those type of words, and then I tell you to click the link in the description to go over and get your free digital marketing blueprint, and you click the link and you see the words that are on that page, do you see how what I was saying in the video is more congruent with the words on the page? Which means that psychologically, if a person hears you say, if you're looking to make more money online, have a business that you can run on autopilot and be able to do it from anywhere in the world, if they hear you say that, and then they're intrigued, then they come to your website, and then your website is similar to that, you increase the probability that the person's going to put their email in here. But if I'm in my content and I'm saying, oh, you can work from home, you can make your own hours, you can, work for yourself, right? I'm speaking in the lane of work from home job. Then when somebody comes over to this page, they're going to see online business. They're not going to put the email in, even though they clicked on it. Okay. So it's important that you know what your capture page says so that you can begin to start communicating in a way that is congruent with what's on the page. That right there is a major nugget and key. If I will tell you right now, I have spent tens of thousands of dollars going to trainings and tutorials and workshops, live events, masterminds, coaching. I've spent tens of thousands of dollars. And if there's one thing that I would tell you that I learned a lot. Let me just say that's not the only thing I learned, but I've learned a lot. But if there's one thing that I can give you that can help you increase conversions, aside from the fact you need to be talking to the right audience, is that you want to make sure that what you're saying in your call to action is very similar to what they're going to see on that page. So if you're looking to start an online business with a proven blueprint, then head over to makemoneywithtracy.com, get access to the free digital marketing blueprint and watch the video, right? If I said that, then they come over, this says discover how to start an online business with a proven blueprint. Guess what happened? The person said, oh, yes, what I want to do. Okay. So that is why I wanted to show you this page, because whatever your page is, whatever you're selling, whatever the thing is on your page, you have to be aware of what that is so that you can be in alignment with that, so that you can say that when you're giving people a call to action. We call it a CTA, when you give people a CTA. Okay. So that's that. That's why I'm showing you this page. But now let's come over here and let's talk about these stats. Okay. Let me just point out to you that this is the squeeze page. We're talking about the lead capture page. We're talking about this page right here. Okay. There are no sales to be made on this page. The only action on this page is put in your name or put in your email. That's it. So this page, it's not tracking sales. There's no sales here. There's nothing to buy. This page is only tracking the number of people that visited the site, the views, and it's tracking the number of people who opted in. In other words, the number of people who put their email in, okay? So the number of people that visited the page, okay, in comparison to the number of people that put their email in that box. So this is the data, okay? So listen, this is what I want you to understand, all right? You can see that with my page, okay, I've had about 4,400 hits to the page. 4,400 hits to the page, and I've got 807 leads on this page. Most of these leads are all social media. Okay, I haven't run any ad campaigns, like any paid ad campaigns for this. I haven't paid any money for this. Every now and again, I'll play around with some stuff on Craigslist, but this is pretty all organic, okay? Whether it's YouTube, whether it's Facebook, or whether it's Instagram or my link tree, something like that. But this is where it's all coming from, okay? So 4,400 page views and 807 opt-ins. That's a conversion rate of 18.34%. Now, as I share with you, what we want is about 20. So there's some work that I can do here. There's some work that I can do in terms of my content, in terms of giving more value, because I do want to increase that. I really want to get this to be around 25%, to be honest, okay? Even higher. But right now, 18 is not bad. It's not bad because in terms of the sales, what happens is that I'm converting sales at about 5%, right? I'm converting sales at 5%. So you can do the math. You can do the math. Right? So if you look at, if we got 807 leads, 807 times 0.05, that's about 40. That's about 40 sales, right? And the majority of the people that buy from me buy at the $900 level. So that's about $36,000 in earnings. Because 5% of these 807 people have purchased. And everybody who has not purchased, guess where they are? Remember what we talked about yesterday? Guess where those people are? They're on my list. So I'm going to continue to follow up with them. Okay. So with this being at 18.34%, I want to work on increasing that. Okay. But I also want to make sure that I'm staying consistent and I'm not changing the wrong things. So the only thing that I feel that I would probably need to change is to just tweak the content a little bit more. I'm not going to change the page. And I know I'm talking to the right people. So what I need to do is probably add a little bit more value, have a little bit more engagement, right? Maybe answer some questions once a week or something like that, right? I can do different things to increase these opt-ins so that people that come in are they come and then they leave their name and email. Okay, so it's okay, but is there room for improvement? Absolutely. And what are some things? The things I just told you. Okay, but I did want to just show you out of transparency that that's what this is. Okay, this is a lead capture page. There's nothing for sale on the lead capture page. Okay, it's an opt-in form. It's this. This is what it's tracking. All right, and so I've got 4,400, 807, 18.34% as my conversion rate. Now, that is important because the better you get at getting people in, the better quality in, guess what? The better quality out. The better quality in, the better quality out. What you do not want is to be so focused on just getting any leads, whoever, because you're desperate. Remember, emotion, data over emotion. You just got to get a lead. Because see, once you get a bogus lead, then you're going to be complaining that the bogus lead isn't buying. Correct. Because you were so worried about getting the lead that you did not focus on getting a high quality lead. You focus on just getting a lead. Okay. And if you just get a lead, that is going to frustrate you and irritate you at the next juncture of what we're looking at, which is from leads to sales, that data. What is the percentage of people that are buying from your leads? I'm telling you, I'm at about 5%, a little over 5%. So what I'm saying is that you want quality leads in, which is why that's only going to come based on the amount of value and content that you're presenting on the front. Who are you attracting on the front? If you are attracting a bunch of robots and bums and looky-loos, then that's what you're going to get. Those aren't buyers. But if you are attracting people who are getting good value, who keep coming back, who keep checking you out, who follow you, who engage with you, right? Then those are going to be the people that are most likely to then opt in. And if not right away, buy at some point in the near future. Buy at some point in the near future. Okay. So I want us to focus on having data over emotions. Look at the data. Okay. Don't lose your top. Don't cry. Don't complain. Don't whine. Okay. Those are not signs of an adult business owner. It's kind of like as your children get older and they come out of like the baby phase and you're like, hey, now just tell me what's going on. Okay. You don't have to cry about it, but talk to me about what's going on. Right. And you encourage them to share what they need to share, but just not in that way anymore. Right. It's okay to cry when you didn't know how to communicate. But now that you know how to communicate, tell me what's wrong. Okay. Let's talk about it and let's figure out a solution to the problem, because crying is not going to get it. You feel me? So it's the same thing as an adult. If you cry as a baby, as a young person, and you're still crying and whining as an adult, I can guarantee you it hasn't helped any. Did crying help you get more leads and sales? No. So it's all about not suppressing emotions, but reevaluating, letting the emotions control anything to begin with. Let's just go to the data. Let's just go to the data. Let's see what's happening, and let's make the pertinent changes. That is your job as a marketer, is to simply make changes. We don't fall in love with any particular piece of a system, a capture page. We don't fall in love with any particular type of content. We are not married to or attached to any of the things that we put out, because it is purely as a way to, it's purely designed to reach our target market. And if our target market indicates they don't like it, it's not helpful, it's not intriguing, it's not entertaining. It's that if the target market tells you this ain't giving, then you need to cease immediately from doing it, not keep doing it because you love it. You are not buying from yourself. So who cares whether you like it or not? What matters is whether your potential buyers like it. And you got to get in the mode of looking at the data and the numbers that dictate whether they're liking what you're putting out or they don't. Bottom line. That's it. That's all. Okay. So I want you guys to be mindful of your opt in rate. You find that by dividing the number of opt ins by the number of leads. Opt ins on top, leads on the bottom. It should be a percentage, a point something something, right? Like a 0.18, a 0.20, a 0.25, a 0.30. You move the decimal point two places, and now it's 18%, 20%, 25%, 30%. Okay. So you want the leads divided by the page views. That's going to give you your opt in rate. And you want that number to be 20-ish or higher. 20-ish or higher. Okay. So now we teach a lot more of this. Okay. And we teach it in greater detail inside of our Legacy Builders program, which I'm going to really encourage you to go ahead and click on the link in the description of the channel of this video. Or if you're on Facebook, go ahead and click on the link in the comment section and go to the site that I just shared with you. In fact, let me just remind you what the site is, right? Just go over to this site right here. You can find it at makemoneywithtracy.com. Put your email in that box. And what's going to happen is you're going to be redirected to a video where you're going to learn more about the blueprint. You're also going to receive an email. And in that email, you're going to have a link to a PDF. And that PDF is a literal blueprint on making $900 sales. Okay. And if you are in a position where you get going with this and it makes sense, then 12 $900 sales will return to you over $10,000 in a month. And if you do that over 3 months, that is where our 30K in 90 days comes from. This is a predictable system. This is not a random thing that we came up with. Okay. I know exactly what it takes to do it. You need 12 $900 sales. Okay. If there's 4 weeks in a month, on average, you need 3 sales a week. 3 sales a week gets you $10,000. Now, wouldn't it be helpful for you to learn how to get those sales? Wouldn't it be helpful if we gave you that exact same website with all the stats, with all the things that you needed? And wouldn't it be helpful if we gave you all the content? Wouldn't it be helpful if we did all the training for you? We had the community. You could plug people into the tech calls. You can plug people into the social media trainings. These things are live things that are taking place on a regular basis throughout the week. What if you actually could generate 3 sales over the next week and put yourself in a position where now you are able to pay off some debt? What if you actually learned what I'm teaching you and went even deeper inside of our Legacy Builders community and you began to implement this stuff very seriously and you made 3 sales this week and now you're able to start putting money away or putting money to the side because you know that Thanksgiving's coming up, Christmas coming up, somebody's birthday is coming up, right? You want to do something, you want to buy something for New Year's, you want to go on a vacation, you want to do something, right? What if you knew that you could generate 3 sales next week by following the education and the material that we've made available to you? And now you have a business that has a one-time cost. There is no monthly fees to any of this stuff, and you are now ready to go. What would life look like for you if you knew you could make $900 3 times a week? Simply by sharing value about education and learning digital marketing, learning this skill, and you found other people who wanted to learn the skill. What would it be like for you? That's where we're going with this. So on day number 33, I want you to really start considering what life would be like if you made 3 sales next week. Well, the only way that you're going to be able to make the 3 sales next week, especially if you don't know how to make any sales now, is to go ahead, click on the link right in the description or in the comments. Get over to that site, put your email in there, watch the video, download the blueprint, and then make sure you get started with our Legacy Builders program. There are multiple different packages that you can start with, and I just highly recommend that you start with the one that makes the most sense for you, knowing that whatever package you start with, that is the only one that you can sell, right? So $900 package gives you access to the 600 product, the 300 product, the 100 product, and of course the 900 product. You want that. You want that. But I won't go into the details. I just really would encourage you to go ahead and click on the link, head over to makemoneywithtracy.com, get your hands on the blueprint, and then review the information and the details on the sales page, because that's where everything is. See, I don't have to do it, right? Why? Because you're going to see it on the page. That's the whole point. You want automation working for you, don't you? Right. So let me work my automation. That's how this whole thing works. Okay. So, guys, listen, it's been a pleasure, a plum pleasing pleasure sharing with you on this evening after a long day. But I am committed to getting these Zooms. I'm committed to getting my lives done, and they are done. We are on track. And I cannot wait to see you tomorrow for day number 34. Okay. We are in the second segment of our 90 days. We completed the first 30 days. This is our second 30 days. And then we're going to have our final 30 days. Okay. But right now, we're at the beginning of our second set of 30 days. And this is an excellent time for you to get into the challenge, run with us over the next 60 days or so, and let's get you on track to 30K in 90 days. So, with that being said, this is Tracy Walker, and I will see you on tomorrow. Peace out.